The white men running the federal government of the United States of America suffer from what psychiatrists call delusions of grandeur, and they are intentionally tanking the United States economy and all of our institutions so that we can go the way of Russia or Hungary. And they're doing this on purpose. For what reasons still remain, I don't know if they're just breathtakingly stupid or all share this joint crazy, stupid psychosis, but I do know that there are breadcrumbs on the internet. And Elon Musk retweeted this. So it's a meme where it says humanity and it shows a picture of the earth. And then Elon Musk is this really muscular man holding up all of humanity. And Doge designer tweets, Elon Musk loves humanity. And Elon Musk reposted it.
It's homoerotic, just like Trump's NFT cards. These men are so insecure, they have to do fake pictures of themselves with good bodies.
That and just the delusions of grandeur that you think you're so important that you're holding up all of humanity, that this one person, imagine the megalomania in his brain. It's just staggering when you think about he thinks he's that important, when in all actuality, if something were to happen to him, the world would be better off. It would be a better place without him in it. Next up, here he is, the guy who everybody in MAGA thinks is just such a genius. Watch this cell phone. Okay, so he tweets, any government institution is most likely to be the opposite of its name. And Ben Wickler retweets it and puts the Department of Government Efficiency, for example.
I love that tweet because where Elon Musk's running around, oh, we've saved all this money. Where is it? Where'd you put it?
Well, the facts on the table are that spending is much higher now than it was a year ago. All of these billions of dollars, all of this fraud that they found, there's been not one arrest. And the federal government is actually spending more money now than they were under President Biden. And those are just the facts. But facts are always the enemy of MAGA. Facts are the enemy of fascism.
Well, and Elon Musk is the biggest government parasite. In part of his contracts, we'd save $1 gazillion. I mean, he's worried about fucking people on Mars. What about people that are starving in Tennessee that you just took their food aid relief? He doesn't give a shit. He's a nut.
No, he doesn't care about humanity.
No.
And Elon Musk, I think, is in the throes of an untreated drug addiction. I think that he ran to the federal government to try to cover up crimes and investigations that he was committing, and also to secure more government welfare for him, because he is a welfare queen, and he is convinced via Donald Trump and the right-wing media empire, he's convinced everybody that he's going to fight for them. But what he's doing is he's using all of the money that all of these hardworking Americans that don't want to go to Mars, they don't want to have rockets, they're never even thinking about flying on a private jet. They just want to live a decent life and not have to file for medical bankruptcy. And he wants to take their social security. And he's convinced these people that he's smart and that they should support him and vote for him. And somehow he's a victim,
right?
Because people don't like him or his stupid cars because he's a Nazi.
It's unbelievable that you have two men in Trump and Musk that cry around that they're victims, that nobody likes them. I've never seen anything like it. It is truly a case study in and of itself, how they think they're victims.
The fact that they always have to project this masculinity, and we're so macho and we're these big tough guys, but they sit around and whine and cry about people being mean to them and being treated unfairly. And I always go back to the big question. This is really simple for both of you. You're rich guys. Stay out of politics.
Right. It's easy.
Stay out of it. Go buy a private island somewhere, meet with your board of directors via Zoom, and get out of the spotlight. But they are so insecure and so desperate for approval, probably because they have very broken, inner child. And so that's why it manifests itself of them acting like these big, giant titty babies on the global stage. And what always gets me is just how unintelligent these people are. Musk, Trump. And in America, the biggest hoodwink of all that this country has produced, that if somebody has money, the majority of the population equates wealth, with intelligence. And there's never been a grander display of stupidity plus wealth than Musk plus Trump. But speaking of right-wing propaganda, I want to show you guys how very effective it is and how big their machine is. So Canada is an unfriendly country or an enemy, and this is U.S. voters getting polled. It was about the same in 2016, way under 10%. It looks like around 5%. Okay, then Trump gets inaugurated, and the Republican feeling that Canadians are unfriendly or an enemy as soon as Trump started all of this tariff talk and wanting to take over Canada and started calling their prime minister the governor of the 51st state, it shoots up like a rocket. Republicans take their talking orders from a man that wears a full face of makeup, that wants to take over Canada, one of our longest allies in the history. And then if you go even lower, this is really scary. The next one is the European Union is unfriendly or an enemy. Again, it's, for Democrats, it's around 5%. For Republicans, it was around 17%. But since they started all of this, these talk of provocations towards NATO and the European Union, it's spiking straight up, almost to 30% among Republicans.
The fact that so many people believe this is jaw-dropping, and it just tells you, like, they're sitting around. How many times have you heard Elon Musk and Donald Trump with the witch hunts and the free speech? They have an echo chamber that increased the percentage of people that think Canada's an enemy. It's unbelievable how gullible these people are and how direct their talking points are. And that right-wing media echo chamber led by Fox News, it just it just goes on people, and it makes them cruel and mad, and they're just mad all the time. Now they're trying to say the United States is a victim of fucking Canada. Are you kidding me?
Does it make them cruel or mad, or do they have that as a default setting and it feeds it?
It has to.
I think they have to have it initially, because every time I've wandered over to the right-wing media echo chamber, I'm stunned immediately by the cruelty of it and the lack of critical thinking. When I see something extraordinary in the news or an extraordinary claim, I research it myself to see if it's legit, to see if it's real. These people listen to Jesse Waters or Elon Musk or Donald Trump because, number one, they speak their language, the language of cruelty, hate, and otherizing. It's already in them. These people that support Trump, that cruelty is already inside of them. And then they're able to confirm their cruelty and normalize their cruelty in the right-wing media echo chamber. And that's why I think it's been so successful, because when people start feeding their hate, it's like crack cocaine. They start wanting more and more, and they elevate it and elevate it. And so many of these people think that, Musk and Trump are fighting to make America so exceptional. We're going to go the way of Hungary. Right. We're going to go the way of Russia. And what's so breathtakingly sad is that our kids and our grandkids are going to grow up in a country where there's no integrity in institutions, where you can buy people off. To an extent, there was some of that, but I felt like as a country, we were always working towards trying to disinfect it, trying to become a better place. That's over with now. That's completely over.
The corruption in this administration in the first 70 days is jaw-dropping, like $1 billion worth of criminal restitution. They've wiped it away with Donald Trump. I mean, they've let out criminals. They're prosecuting Tesla as people that protest against Tesla as domestic terrorism. It's the upside down world. It's unbelievable. And I think back to World War II. This is how it started.
All right, listen, please support our show by supporting our sponsors. And I want to tell you guys, staying on top of the 24-hour news cycle is daunting. And speaking about getting the right news, knowing what the right wing is reporting. Is it true? Is it not true? What is the left wing reporting? What is the center reporting? That's why Pumps and I get all of our news through an app called Ground News. It is basically the Spotify of news.
What's so great about Ground News is it will tell you what you're reading and seeing, the factuality part of it. How factual is this author or magazine? And that makes a huge difference because, like you said, people want to believe lies.
Listener, join us by going to groundnews.com/IHIP to get 40% off the Ground News Vantage plan that Pumps and I use every single day. They're subscriber funded, and our favorite part is that they are female founded. By subscribing, you're not only getting a tool we all need every day, you're also supporting our work here at IHIP News. That's ground, GROUND, news.com/IHIP. And the link is right below in the show notes. Please support these ladies. Let's get back to the news. All right. Cory Booker has had it, and he has been on the Senate floor for hours. I think we're hitting like the 19th hour right now. He is sounding off on fascism. He's sounding off on the corruption, the breathtaking, obvious corruption in the United States of America right now. Let's listen to this clip from Cory Booker.
Promised to lower your grocery prices, they're higher. He promised, I'll be a better steward of the economy. It's worse than we inherited. Over and over, he's breaking promises and doing outrageous things like disappearing people off of American streets, violating fundamental principles of this document, invoking the Alien Enemies Act from the 1700s that was last used to put Japanese Americans in internment camps? Do we see what's happening? How much is enough?
Pumps?
I look at that and I think everything he says is true and correct. But how many people are listening? How much of this will matter? Because you have these Republicans that we've had senator and congressmen and congresswomen on that say they're all in the background, in the gym, in the cafeteria saying, we know it's completely messed up, but they won't stand against it. So at what point will people stand against fascism and authoritarianism? And if Cory Booker's filibuster on the House floor works, I'm all for it. But what is it going to take for these Republican enablers and these voters that sit around and watch Fox News? What's it going to take for them?
The problem is, it goes back to what I was saying about the people that traffic in Fox News. Disappearing people off the streets, like the gay barber that got sent to, that wasn't in a gang, that is now sent to a prison in El Salvador. They like it.
They like it.
He's got brown skin. He's gay. He has a tattoo. They like it. There's not going to be an outcry. Now, if some little blonde American girl gets shipped off to El Salvador, then that might get the MAGA base to move, but they're not going to do that. And so there is a problem that has been growing in this country for decades. Trumpism did not happen in a vacuum. Liberals like to trot out Liz Cheney and say she's a hero. She's amazing. She said Trump was a bad man. And I have always been bothered by this because Liz Cheney was a part of the engine and a part of the vehicle that led us to MAGA. She trafficked in propaganda. She repeated the lie over and over again that babies are getting killed in post-birth abortions. That is a lie that feeds the inherent default setting cruelty that this white MAGA base has. And so there's always, in my mind, there's this deference to these people. Like right now, you see in liberal spaces, people are going, oh my God, look, this MAGA person is so upset about what Trump's doing to them. Like, who gives a fuck what they think?
Right.
They tripled down. Why are we always chasing the approval of either MAGA voters or some reformed Republican congressperson that was able to see Trump and go, Trump, bad man? We have to, I don't know how you change people in general like that like the cruelty, but I know that we can't enable it. And I think some of the times Democrats enable the these titty babies on the right. And oh, look, now they're upset. The Social Security is getting taken away from them. We have a Republican that's really mad at Trump. Well, big fucking deal. Right. Congratulations. You had a moment of clarity. And so I don't know what the answer is. I support Senator Booker. I think he's a good man that always fights the good fight and is always at the front of the line in civil rights and human rights. And so we'll see where this goes. But in picking up kind of what he's talking about, the dismantling of the entire federal government, put up this tweet from Sam Stein. An absolute bloodbath at HHS, NIH, and CDC this morning. Generation of scientists, healthcare officials being wiped out. This is cancer research. Trump announced that he was the fertilization president.
Right.
Guess everybody who he fired, people that were researching IVF. It's all lies. It's all smoke and mirrors. They are dismantling education, higher education, the arts, and science. And it's happening at such a rapid rate. And I read an article that European countries are now recruiting these fired American scientists to go work for the European Union.
Well, that's smart. What is amazing to me and what continues to show its face, especially in MAGA, facts and expertise are not important. They want to tell you what the truth is, regardless of whether it's fact-based or not, and whether you're an expert. I mean, Robert Kennedy Jr. is hiring people to confirm that vaccines are bad. That he's hiring conspiracy theorists. This is not about health and making people better. It's about confirming biases. And these people that voted for this are going to have adverse reaction to this. We all are. We are all going to have adverse health reactions, and they don't give a shit because science and scientists and expertise and facts don't matter in this administration.
Well, also because they're never going to be impacted by it. And the other rich people surrounding them, when they want a real doctor, a real scientist, their money will enable them to go get one. But at the heart of MAGA is people don't care about other people until it happens to them. So these triple Trumpers that are finding out right now that their Social Security might be gone or their cancer research trial period that they were in is gone, when it impacts them, then they're like, oh, hey, wait up. I thought you just hated that gay barber.
Right.
And that's the moral shortcoming of this movement. Okay, and I want to leave you all with my update on Trump's disapproval number. It's growing. We're doing a little bit better. Trump's approval just cratered to a new low of -14 in his second term. And I'm going to say -14 is better than the last time we reported. I think it was a -9. But you guys, we can do better. We can do a lot better. We need to get this into the -50s. I mean, because it hurts him. And we need to make sure every single poll is negative, double digit, underwater, embarrassing. And then we need to beat the drum. We can do better.
Absolutely. But I still think, who are these 42%? Are they just completely oblivious to what's going on? I mean, who are these 42%?
You know, you live in Oklahoma.
I know, but I'm just like, pull your head out of your ass, you stupid fucks.
Yeah.
It's jaw-dropping, these people.
It is. All right. We'll see you all later. Please subscribe to our channel. Support our sponsor, Ground News. You won't regret it. The link is in the comments, and we'll see you all tomorrow.